Hi, welcome to the channel Coder's Arc, where we unravel the world of coding and architecture together. And today, I'm going to talk about some of the most important factors that you must consider while making a decision for BI tool to integrate with your enterprise applications and products. In our case, we chose AWS QuickSight to meet our enterprise needs. But I will still share my factors, and hopefully, that will help you in your journey to make your selection. But before I get started with the factors, let me talk about what a BI tool is. A BI tool or a business intelligence tool is something that integrates with your enterprise applications and help uncover some of the most important business metrics that are core to your application users and customers. For example, you might build some dashboards that are relevant to your employees, some dashboards that are relevant to your executive management, and some dashboards that are extremely critical for your customers. No matter what the use case is, making a right BI tool selection is critical to boosting your business performance. And today, I'm going to share some of these important factors that will help you make that decision. So let's dive right into it. One of the most important factors that big enterprise applications must consider while making a decision for their BI tool is the core concept of multi tenancy. In multi tenancy, you want to ensure pure data isolation amongst various customers, not only the data assets, but also the BI assets like visuals and dashboards. In highly regulated fields like life sciences, pharmaceuticals, medical devices, manufacturing, retail, data isolation is a core requirement. QuickSight helps achieve data isolation using namespaces. Namespaces is a logical container for your data assets and your BI assets. If you require more than one level of nesting, that is also achievable through the right set of permissions in namespaces. In this diagram, if you look closely, imagine there is a manufacturing customer which has various sites underneath it. And each site could have various departments underneath it. Within each department, you can have various other small groups underneath it. No matter what level of nesting you have in your solution, namespaces will support that. QuickSight integrates with the IAM and is easily able to achieve various level of nesting by providing the row level and field level permissionings to its various data users. The next important factor that you must consider for your BI needs is the homogeneity with the cloud provider services. In our case, our enterprise uses AWS platform and AWS native services for our enterprise needs. So it was no brainer for us to choose AWS QuickSight for integration in our enterprise. As you can see from this diagram, Amazon QuickSight seamlessly integrates with various services like Athena, Glue, Lake Formation, S3, Redshift, API Gateway, Amazon CloudWatch, Identity and Access Management, RDS, and various other services like containers, Lambdas, and Fargate, etc. In your scenario, it could be a different cloud provider, but choose a BI solution that has a rich library of API and SDK capabilities so that when you are integrating with your native application, it is an easier task. The next factor that you must consider while making your BI tool selection is the ease of infrastructure. If you have a fairly clear idea of how big your customer base is and at what rate are they going to adopt your BI solution, then it is totally fine to provision your own infrastructure and data storage for hosting your BI tool. But in most cases and most businesses, the rate of adoption is an unknown, and you might have to make some clear assumptions while choosing your architecture. In case of AWS QuickSight, it has a serverless framework, which means that there is no need to manually provision the compute instances or any other data storage infrastructure. AWS manages the entire infrastructure behind the scenes. So it is a suitable choice for all companies of all sizes, and it has a very easy pay as you go model. So in most cases, if the ease of infrastructure setup is a requirement for your business, go with the serverless BI tool. The next most important factor that you must consider while choosing your BI tool is the various embedding options available through the BI tool. Imagine a scenario where you have two different types of users. One user is the user that creates and publishes the dashboards for various employees, internal and external customers. And the other user type is a user that just reads these dashboards. Your BI tool must support both of these embedding options. QuickSight essentially does that. You can find more details about registered user embedding in the AWS documentation, but essentially, through the registered user embedding, you can achieve both the author as well as the reader flows. Also, the workflow for embedding should be seamless. You should not have to log into a separate window with a separate pair of credentials, generate and publish the visuals in a separate window, and then come back in your original window. This whole workflow should be as seamless as possible. And if your BI tool has some good embedding options, you can achieve that without going out the context of your application. I will also cover some other important factors that you must consider while choosing your BI tool. The first one is the ease of pricing model. AWS QuickSight provides a very easy to use pricing calculator where you can plug in the numbers for your admins, authors, and readers. You can plug in the numbers of days that these users will be working on the system and the percentage of time they will be allocating in these responsibilities. By plugging in these numbers, you get a fairly accurate price forecast, and that will help you budget your BI tool integration into your enterprise products. The next important factor is the brand name recognition. AWS definitely has the brand name recognition, and the fact that it seamlessly integrates with all the other AWS services in our architecture was a no-brainer for us to go with AWS QuickSight. The next important factor is the rich API and SDK support. Whatever BI tool you choose a tool that supports an SDK in various programming languages. Imagine an enterprise product or an enterprise application suite where you have more than one applications. Chances are that these applications are developed in different programming languages. So you need a BI tool that has support for various programming languages. For example, in QuickSight, it has a support for SDK in Python, .NET, Java, and Node.js, which made the job of integrating with our various products fairly seamless. The next important factor that you must consider is the natural language query implementation. Whatever BI tool you choose should support the NLQ implementation. In terms of QuickSight, QuickSight has QuickSight Q and QuickSight Storyboard very heavily in their future roadmap. Imagine a scenario where you have an executive user who's not super technical, who might want to find answers to an English question like, show me the number of products manufactured by various sites in the last 6 months, grouped by sites. QuickSight Q is going to be able to take this English question, convert it into a data query, and fetch the visuals and results seamlessly. So your BI tool should be able to support that. That is the future of most BI tools. The next is the rich library of visual types. In terms of QuickSight, they have a very rich library of visual types. For example, histograms, pie charts, line charts, bar graphs, etc. The next is the intuitive SQL data querying and operations capabilities. Even after the data sets and data sources are created in QuickSight, QuickSight still gives its authors the capability to do some SQL data queries like joins, unions, etc. This is very useful in scenarios where you might want to keep the same data sets, but based on the various user types, you might want to fetch them a specific queried portion of the data. The next important factor is the capability to provide filters and parameterizations for your end users. Imagine a scenario where an executive wants to view the number of products manufactured by various plants one by one. In such case, the filters and parameters embedded inside the visuals for the end users help achieve those capabilities. QuickSight Q essentially does that. The next important factor is the ability of the BI tool to provide the record and field level permissioning model. Through the integration with IAM, QuickSight is able to achieve the record and field level permissioning. And you can find more details of that in the AWS documentation. And finally, a good BI tool should have seamless federation and API user integration capabilities. For example, you have a user that is working within the context of your application using a set of credentials pertinent to just that application. You should not have separate pair of credentials to log into the BI application. You should be able to use the credentials from your native application and seamlessly transition in and out of the BI tool. And AWS QuickSight provides federation capabilities with almost all major identity providers. And that's all the factors that you must consider while making your decision. So, in this video, I covered most of the important factors that you must consider while choosing your BI tool to integrate in your enterprise suite of applications. Hopefully, this will give you a good idea. And if you found the value in this content useful, please hit the subscribe and like button. And goodbye for now.